romantic relationships, sometimes it can be hard to recognize certain warning signs, certain behaviors your partner may be exhibiting that can indicate serious trouble ahead. In this video, I'm going to highlight 5 red flags to look out for, whether you are casually dating, in a committed relationship, or you've been married for 50 years. So stick around. Hi, I'm Leslie, and I am a life coach based here in Brisbane, Australia. I am married to a wonderful guy named Tony, and we have an amazing little girl who is about to turn 3 really soon. And it's funny though, sometimes I look at my relationship with Tony and I think it's so extremely different from some of my previous relationships. And when I think back to those relationships, it's amazing to me how I didn't fully recognize the damage that was being done to my sense of self while I was deep into those situations. So this list of red flags is made up partly of things that I've experienced personally, but also situations I've worked through with some of my clients, without revealing anyone's personal story, of course. And if you are with someone currently and recognize any of these behaviors, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to get out of your relationship right now. What it does mean is that it's probably time to have some serious conversations. Red flag number 1. They belittle your ambitions. A healthy relationship requires mutual respect, and being admired by your partner feels a lot better than being treated like you are somehow beneath them. You know, you don't have to have the same hopes and dreams as your partner in terms of your education or your career or whatever it is. And if they constantly send you the message that your desires for your future are not good enough or interesting enough or won't bring enough status or wealth, then their interest isn't really in your fulfillment. It may only be in how your life choices reflect on them. Red flag number 2. They control how you spend your time. If your partner needs to know where you are every minute of every day and who you are with during those times, that's an issue. It could be that they are insecure and worried that they're going to lose you, or it could also be that they just don't trust you. And if there isn't trust in your relationship, it's time to have some serious conversations. If they're really demanding about it to the point where they get really angry or punish you for deviating from your agreed schedule, then that's an even bigger issue, and you need to be careful, because controlling behavior can sometimes be a symptom of abuse. Even if they don't punish you physically, you may be subjected to emotional manipulation, which can also be a symptom of abuse. And this isn't me trying to diagnose your relationship because I don't know your relationship. This is me asking you to look inwards and make an honest assessment of your situation. Red flag number 3. Your close friends and family don't trust them. When the people in your life who know you best get to know your partner or your relationship and see something seriously wrong there, it's time to listen. Open your mind and take their concerns on board. They may be totally off base. They may have some sort of prejudice that is blocking them from ever accepting your partner. But the important thing is that you really stop to consider where they're coming from. However, if your partner is the one who is actively trying to alienate you from your friends and family, that's a huge warning sign. No one but you should be in control of who you can and cannot communicate with and how frequently. Red flag number 4. All of their exes were crazy. If your partner describes all of their exes as crazy or psycho, you have to ask one question. Who is the common denominator there? The kind of person who thinks all of their exes were crazy is often the kind of person who struggles to take responsibility for their own actions. The kind of person who may dismiss other people's quite reasonable concerns because they lack the maturity or the empathy to adequately communicate with their partners. And communication is crucial to be able to really understand someone else's point of view. I mean, who knows? It could be some major coincidence and your partner just naturally attracts people who can't control their behavior. In which case, it's worth questioning their personal judgment and where you may fit in with this cast of characters. Because someday, you may be that crazy ex they tell their next partner about. Red flag number 5. They hold a double standard. For example, you get criticized for doing things like eating junk food or being untidy or using profanity, but they feel perfectly entitled to engage in all of those little behaviors that they're always getting on your case about. Different individuals have different needs, so I'm not saying that your behaviors need to be perfectly matched, but if you feel like your partner is constantly chipping away at you unfairly, don't ignore that feeling. Talk to them. Tell them how it makes you feel. They may not even be aware of it at all. So then it's up to you to kind of bring them into that awareness. We as people are constantly evolving. And when our lives become entangled with someone else's, sometimes the pieces don't always fit. And it's not always due to something sinister. Sometimes it is, but it could also be a result of miscommunication or a general lack of social skills. It may be possible to work through some of these things with your partner, but both of you have to want to do the work. If there's a lot of resistance, it may be time to go your separate ways, and that's okay too. And if that's something that you want to sound out with a professional, you can always book a consultation with me, and we can work through this stuff together. But let me be crystal clear here. If you are with someone who is exhibiting any violent or physically threatening behavior, that is not a communication problem, and it needs to be dealt with very carefully. If you are in immediate danger, you need to call 000 or 911 or whatever the equivalent is in your country and get emergency assistance. Get help to get to somewhere safe. You know, there are also domestic abuse hotlines that you can call for help. So have those on hand because there are people who can help you. I'll close this video by reminding all of you that regardless of who you are or what kind of relationship you're in, you deserve respect, trust, admiration, and the freedom to live in a way that is authentic to you. You are not just a reflection of someone else, and you are not put on this planet just to fill in the gaps of someone else's life. And that feeling of kind of being a gap filler for someone is something I've experienced. I know how that feels, and it's not a good feeling. Lots to think about this week. So again, if you want to discuss any of these things further, go to my website, leslievcoaching.com, and book a free consultation with me. If you want to chat more casually about any of this, contact me through my socials or leave me a comment on this video and we can go a little deeper if we need to. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And share it with someone you think will benefit from thinking about these relationship red flags. All right, have an awesome week, and I'll see you next time.